Hello, my name is Greg. I've been running a learning center for about 10 years now. I cover material from as early as pre-K all the way up through university level calculus and composition. I get brought a lot of students who are very far behind their grade level in school. And when I actually start to work with them, I often find it's not like a matter of their mental aptitude or their capabilities, and it has pretty much everything to do with the fact nobody has just spent the time to sit down and show them what it is to do the work they're being asked to do. And I'm talking about like the most basic things you can think of, like why you write between the lines on the pages, why we go from left to right, like completely basic things that you wouldn't think need to be explained to anybody. But nobody took the time to explain it to them, so they don't know themselves. I find that this problem extends to my employees as well. I'll get people who are on their second or maybe even their third job, and they don't have the task prioritization skills, or they don't know how to figure out what standard procedure is, and they don't know how to ask questions about how to figure any of this stuff out too. So whenever I get my new employees, I'll always sit with them and I'll let them watch me do whatever our standard procedure is. And I'll pause and make sure that they ask the questions they need to, ask if they understand everything. Just in general, take the time to sit with them and make sure they understand how work is meant to be done. Whenever other center owners ask to borrow my employees, they're always extremely impressed, and they muse about how lucky I am to have such great and competent employees. But it doesn't really have anything to do with luck. It's me investing my time into them, and then I get the returns of them being loyal to me, being appreciative of me, and they want to put back the effort that I've given to them. And it just kind of works out as a win-win for everybody. And this isn't really a crisis in just a schooling environment or a learning center environment. This applies to businesses all across the country and perhaps even the world at large. Let's define some problems here. New employees often struggle during the onboarding process, which can lead to decreased productivity, job dissatisfaction, and high turnover rates. The most common period for an employee to quit their job is that first 3 months during that onboarding process. According to Gallup, which gathers business and economic research data, U.S. businesses collectively lose over $1 trillion to that turnover. In a survey done by Monster WorkWatch, which is another site that gathers business data, they found that one of the most common reasons for long-term employees to quit is whenever they feel like there's no room left for growth and they haven't been learning anything. Losing these employees, whether it be the short-term ones or the long-term ones, it costs more than just dollars. It creates lost relationships, which cause broken team dynamics, and it misses opportunities for growth. And all of these are contributing factors to loss of loyalty to the company overall, as well as a loss of morale. Just like my overwhelmed students, new employees are walking into jobs that they aren't receiving proper guidance in order to do properly, and the businesses are the ones who pay for it, both literally in dollars, but also metaphorically. Fortunately, the solution to this problem is both simple and effective, and it's establishing a formal mentoring program in the workplace. Mentors provide knowledge, expertise, and just serve as the overall lifeline to the new employees. These new employees are going to feel like they're not wandering lost in the dark. They're going to be more engaged and more willing to put forth effort to do a good job. And this structured mentoring program also needs the support of the leadership. It doesn't do the mentors or the mentees any good if the leadership doesn't set out clear guidelines, goals for the program, as well as ways for them mentees to review their mentors and their mentors to give feedback about their mentees as well. And all of this is, the community just coming together and working to create a better work environment. These mentoring programs provide career opportunities for the mentors and the mentees by cultivating this environment where people are helping each other. The mentors are going to refine their own skills while simultaneously explaining it to the mentees. The mentees are going to learn from the mentors and realize that they can grow into these mentors so that they can then redistribute this information to the soon-to-be mentees. By implementing a mentoring program, you essentially streamline the process of a new employee becoming a lasting, experienced employee. They'll become more productive faster, their work environment is going to be more collaborative and inclusive, and they can potentially become a leader within your work environment, meaning you don't need to hire someone from outside and then do the onboarding process for them if they decide to even stick around. It's more likely that your employees are going to start producing work that's up to your industry standard, and it's going to remove the need for your more experienced employees to have to check after them to make sure work is getting done the way it's supposed to be. Without a mentoring program, your new employees are going to have that high turnover rate we've already discussed, and the company is going to eat the losses from having to train more and more people. But another important thing is that whenever you have an experienced employee who quits, if they haven't had a mentoring program in place, they're going to take all of their knowledge with them without first redistributing it back into your company. There's going to be a void that can't be filled by a new employee. So what do? It's pretty simple. If you're in the position where you can be a mentor to someone, volunteer to train them. If you're a mentee and you want to know what to do, find somebody more experienced and ask if they can do it. And if you're in a leadership role, try to set up these people together so that they'll just naturally flow into that. I strive every day to be the teacher that I always wanted to have, and I strive to be the student that I always want to have as a teacher. And I think that everybody should aspire to be a mentor to somebody who is in need of it. And I think a mentee will serve the mentor just as well.